Good afternoon. This is Nanette Whitman-Holmes, your Life Enrichment Director at Touchmark on Saddle Drive, and I am here today to do trivia with everybody. So we do a version of pub trivia that involves 4 rounds of 10 questions. So I do have sheets available that look like this at the front desk. It has kind of the rules for Touchmark trivia, which is I just want you to participate and have fun. I'm not grading them, anything like that. On the back side of that sheet of paper, it has the 4 rounds of 10 questions, and you can put your answers in and keep track of how many that you have right or wrong. So with that, I do read 10 questions. I repeat each question as I'm doing it, and that gives you a little bit of time to think, come up with a good answer, something that you like. So with that, let's jump right into Touchmark trivia. It's not about Touchmark. This is just random trivia. Question number 1, round 1. What was the first name of the Spanish artist Dali? That's spelled D-A-L-I. So question number 1, what is the first name of the Spanish artist Dali? Question number 2. Mont Blanc is the highest mountain in what European mountain range? I can only name like 2 European mountain ranges, and it's one of them. So question number 2. Mont Blanc is the highest mountain in what European mountain range? Take a good guess. Question number 3. How many days are there in February if it's a leap year? So question number 3, how many days are there in February if it is a leap year? Question number 4, what mode of transport has parts called the envelope, the burner, and the basket? So that's question number 4. Which mode of transport has parts that are called the envelope, the burner, and the basket? Question number 5. During the Second World War, what was the German equivalent to the RAF and the U.S. Army Air Corps? I don't take points off for spelling, so just spell it the best you can if you know that answer. So, number 5, during the Second World War, what was the German equivalent of the RAF, which is the Royal Air Force, and the U.S. Army Air Corps? What was the German version of that? Question number 6. Which large animal's name comes from the ancient Greek words for river horse? So number 6, which large animal's name comes from the ancient Greek words for river horse? Question number 7. What color is the circle on the Japanese flag? This is a softball question, you better get it. So number 7, what color is the circle on the Japanese flag? Number 8, if a letter of the alphabet is not a vowel, what would it be instead? What do we call it? If it's not a vowel, it's a what? So question number 8, if a letter of the alphabet is not a vowel, what must it be instead? English teachers will love that question. All right, question number 9. Not including the jokers, how many cards are there in a complete typical pack of playing cards? I'm a pinochle player, and that's not a typical pack of playing cards. So number 9, not including the jokers, how many cards are there in a complete pack of typical playing cards? And question number 10. Last question of this round. Which sport is played on a lawn and involves hitting plastic or wooden balls with a mallet through hoops? You probably played it when you were a kid, maybe with your kids. All right, question number 10. Which sport is played on a lawn and involves hitting plastic or wooden balls with a mallet through hoops? That's number 10. All right, we're going to go over those answers. So take a little breath. You've done round 1. So the first question I gave you was, and you just have to self-correct, mark the ones that you got wrong, and at the bottom it gives you the total number right, and you want to put that down. So question number 1 was, what was the first name of the Spanish artist Dalí? His first name was Salvador Dalí. If you'd recognize his paintings if you saw them. So Salvador is the answer to number 1. Question number 2, Mont Blanc is the highest mountain in what European mountain range? I call this a Babe Ruth question. If you can only name one European mountain range, you should name it. So the answer is the Alps, which I think is the most famous European mountain range. So number 2, the answer is the Alps. Number 3, how many days are there in February in a leap year? The answer to that is 29. A leap year is when we have that extra day, and we always get those leap year babies that are 4 years, every 4 years they get a year. So 29 is the answer to number 3. Let's see, number 4, what mode of transport has parts called an envelope, a burner, and a basket? Well, if you're kind of familiar with the basket and burner part, then you would know the mode of transport is a hot air balloon. So hot air balloons, they have the basket at the bottom, the burner that heats up the air. I have no idea what the envelope is. So that is hot air balloon for number 4. Number 5, during the Second World War, what was the German equivalent of the Royal Air Force or the U.S. Army Air Corps? So the German equivalent was the Luftwaffe. You don't have to spell it right, but the Luftwaffe was the answer to that, the German Air Force. All right, number 6. What large animal's name comes from the ancient Greek words for river horse? Well, not all of us know Greek, but if you know horse is hippa or hippo, so it's hippopotamus is a river horse, hippopotamus. And let's see, number 7. What color is the circle on the Japanese flag? You should all know what the Japanese flag looks like. It's a white background with a big red circle in the middle. So red is the answer to number 7. Number 8, if a letter of the alphabet is not a vowel, then what is it? It is a consonant. Yes, it's a consonant. And don't get me started on the whole Y and that sort of thing. It's either a vowel or a consonant in my world right now. So consonant is the answer to number 8. Question number 9 was, not including the jokers, how many cards are there in a standard deck of cards? I have a lot of card players in this building, so you should all know it's 52. 52 pickup if you ever played that as a kid. And number 10, what sport is played on a lawn with plastic or wooden balls that are hit with a mallet through hoops? And the answer to that would be croquet. So croquet is the answer to number 10. All right, so mark your pages there, depending on how many you got right or wrong. Put that answer down, and we'll go on to round 2. I don't think I mentioned that if you turn in your page to me, all filled out to show me that you kind of just played along. I don't care how many you get right or wrong, but I will give you a prize. I'll put it at your door, and you can get a prize for participating. All right, so round 2. Question number 1. All right, which gas is balloon gas, which is used to fill party balloons that float in the air? So what kind of gas do we put into party balloons that float up? That's question number 1. Question number 2. What type of trees do dates grow on? Yeah, date's a fruit. They grow on a tree. What kind of tree does a date grow on? That's question 2. All right, question number 3. The country of Lesotho is completely surrounded by what other country? So you have to have a little geography knowledge here. Question number 3, the country of Lesotho is completely surrounded by what other country? Question number 4. In the nursery rhyme, whose wife, quote, in quotes here, could eat no lean? Got to know your nursery rhymes on this one. So question number 4, in the nursery rhyme, whose wife could eat no lean? All right. Question number 5. According to an old proverb, what gathers no moss? According to the old proverb, what gathers no moss? Question number 6. What type of cycle has only one wheel? What do we call that one-wheeled mode of transportation? What do we call that? So question number 6, what type of a cycle has only one wheel? I'm going to learn to do that someday. I have to find one first. All right, question number 7. What sea separates the islands of Ireland and Great Britain? There's that little stretch of oceany area between Ireland and Great Britain. What do we call that? So question number 7 is, which sea separates the islands of Ireland and Great Britain? Question number 8. How many sides does a pentadecagon have? Listen very closely to that. How many sides does a pentadecagon have? I hope you listened. That was question number 8. Question 9. The first expedition to reach the South Pole was led by what Norwegian explorer? So question number 9. The first expedition to the South Pole was led by what Norwegian explorer? And question number 10. Hematology is the branch of medicine concerned with the study of what? So question number 10. Hematology is the branch of medicine concerned with the study of what? Maybe you have to know some Latin to do another word root there. So, all right, that's our 10 questions. We'll go back. I'll read the answers for you and we'll correct again. So question number 1, the first one I asked was, which gas, which is used to fill party balloons that float in the air? So what do we call that gas that goes into the balloons that float? It is helium. Hopefully everybody got that one. I think that's one of the noble gases, if I remember right. So helium is the answer to number 1. Number 2, what type of trees do dates grow on? Well, you could say date trees, but that's wrong. Dates grow on palm trees. That's the type of tree that they grow on. So dates grow on palm trees, palm style trees or something. Maybe that's as opposed to like a deciduous or a coniferous tree. Don't ask me. I'm reading the answers. That's it. All right. Number 3, the country of Lesotho is completely surrounded by what other country? If you know where Lesotho is, you know it is completely surrounded by the country of South Africa. It's a little kingdom, little dot on the map right in the middle of the country of South Africa. All right, number 4. In the nursery rhyme, whose wife could eat no lean? I hope you all said the nursery rhyme in your head because the answer is Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. That's it. So number 4 is Jack Sprat. And number 5, according to the old proverb, what gathers no moss? Hopefully you got this one. A rolling stone gathers no moss. So that's the old proverb. Tells you to keep on moving, which I hope everybody is doing. All right, number 6. What type of a cycle has only one wheel? A unicycle. So if you can remember people riding on those bicycles with their hands free, a unicycle is the answer to that. All right, number 7. What is the name of the sea that separates the islands of Ireland and Great Britain? It's almost too easy. It's the Irish Sea that is between the two. So on the other side of Ireland is the Atlantic. So North Sea's up to the north. The Irish Sea is the one that's between them. All right, question number 8. How many sides does a pentadecagon have? The answer, if you listen closely, is 15. Penta, 5. Deca, 10. 5 plus 10, 15. So it's a 15-sided figure, a pentadecagon. All right, number 9. The first expedition to reach the South Pole was led by what Norwegian explorer? Roald Amundsen was his name, reached the South Pole. And number 10, hematology is the branch of medicine concerned with the study of what? A hematologist studies the blood or the circulatory system. So blood is the answer to that. So take a moment, do your corrections, check off the ones that you missed, circle the ones that you didn't miss, or however you want to do it. And then write that number, however many you got right, down at the bottom or next to your list, circle it, and we'll go on to the next round. So this is round 3, our next 10 questions. And I am going to start with this one. Question 1. Which traditional Scottish dish involves the stuffed stomach of a sheep? I'm never, ever eating this. So question 1, which traditional Scottish dish involves the stuffed stomach of a sheep? Anyway, question number 2. What is the name of the fairy in the Peter Pan story? We can see that little fairy floating around. What is her name? So question number 2, what is the name of the fairy in Peter Pan? Question number 3, New York's Statue of Liberty was a gift to the United States from what country? I think everybody will get this. I hope you get this. So question number 3, the Statue of Liberty in New York was a gift to the United States from what country? That's number 3. Question number 4, what are stratus and cumulus types of? I like them. Number 4, what are stratus and cumulus types of? Write down your answer for number 4. Question number 5. What is a violin sometimes informally called, especially when it is used in Irish traditional or folk type music? So question number 5. What is a violin sometimes called informally, especially when it's used to create Irish traditional music or folk music? That was question 5. Right. Question number 6. What type of energy is harnessed from the sun? Again, I feel like this is a softball question. So question number 6, what type of energy is harnessed from the sun? On to number 7. Which scientist developed the theory of relativity? Again, I don't take points off for spelling, so just try your best. Question number 7. Which scientist developed the theory of relativity? That's question 7. So, question number 8. What name is given to an oblong block of gold, silver, or other metals? What do we call those little blocks, those little chunks, those little bricks of metal? They have a specific name. What is that called? It's not called a brick. So I'll give you that clue. All right, that was question 8. Question number 9. What do we call the scientific study of plants? So question number 9. What do we call the scientific study of plants? And now our last one in round 3, question number 10. What can be isosceles and scalene? What am I referring to if I say isosceles and scalene? So question number 10, what am I referring to if I'm talking about scalene and isosceles? That's question 10. So that's our final one. Take a moment, go fill in any of your blanks that maybe you want to go back to. And I'll start back, we'll correct. And question number 1, that was, which traditional Scottish dish typically involves the stuffed stomach of a sheep? I am never eating that ever. Anyway, the traditional Scottish dish is haggis. Haggis is the answer to number 1. So question number 2, what is the name of the fairy in Peter Pan? It is Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is that little fairy in Disney World. We see her with the cute little green outfit and the wand that she goes around with. So Tinkerbell is the fairy in the Peter Pan story. Question 3 was the Statue of Liberty in New York was a gift to the United States from what country? And that was a very wonderful gift given to us by the country of France. So France is where the Statue of Liberty came from. Question number 4, what are stratus and cumulus types of? And they are both types of clouds. Oh, I love clouds. I'm going to learn to paint clouds someday. All right, so number 4, the answer to that is clouds. Number 5, what is a violin sometimes informally called, especially when it's used to create traditional Irish or American folk music? And that violin would be called a fiddle. So they're the same instrument. They're exactly the same. It just depends on what music you're making with it. So that violin is called a fiddle if you're making folk music or Irish traditional music. All right, number 6, what type of energy is harnessed from the sun? Of course, solar energy is the answer to that. So solar is the answer to number 6. Number 7, which scientist developed the theory of relativity? Babe Ruth question. If you could name one scientist, name this guy, Albert Einstein. You should have all got that. That's a Babe Ruth question. If I ask a baseball question, you should answer Babe Ruth if you don't know. All right, so number 7, Albert Einstein. Number 8, I thought this one was a little more challenging. What is the name that we give to that oblong block of gold or silver or other metal? It's that little brick shape. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're bigger. What do we call that? It is called an ingot. An ingot is what we call that little chunk of silver, that little chunk of gold, an ingot. I-N-G-O-T. All right, number 9. What is the scientific study of plants called? And the answer to that is botany. So botany is the study of plants. I thought maybe some people would say biology, but that's the study of life. So anything living. Number 9, botany. Number 10, what can be an isosceles or a scalene? So hopefully if you've studied math in the past, you know that isosceles and scalene are both triangles. So you're referring to triangles if you're talking about isosceles or scalene. So triangles is the answer to number 10. So take a moment, count up your number correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember, in my world, I'm asking people to shoot for 5 out of 10. If you can get 5 out of 10, terrific. And I do throw some easier questions in with the more challenging ones. If you have some ideas for questions, let me know and I can share those with everybody. All right, we are now headed into our final round of 10 questions. Again, it's just a mishmash of questions, no theme with these today. All right, so question number 1, final round. What is the name given to a baby whale? What do we call a baby whale? It has a specific name. So question number 1, what name is given to a baby whale? All right, question number 2. What is a sheepshank or a rolling hitch? What are those both types of? What are sheepshank and rolling hitch both types of? Any Boy Scout mom is going to know the answer to that one. All right, that was number 2. Number 3, if dogs are canines, what are cats? Question number 3, if dogs are canines, what are cats? Answer that question. Number 4, question number 4. What was the Tin Man looking for in the Wizard of Oz story? Question number 4. What was the Tin Man looking for in the Wizard of Oz story? Hope you remember that. All right, question number 5. What metallic element is liquid at room temperature? That's always a fun science experiment with kids. So question number 5, which metallic element is liquid at room temperature? That's number 5. I think I've asked that before, but we'll see how good your memories are. All right. Question number 6. How many countries make up the United Kingdom? It's kind of a trick question, but how many separate countries make up the United Kingdom? That's question number 6. Question number 7. What is the traditional English name for the flag that is flown to identify a pirate ship that's about to attack? What is the traditional name of that flag that they fly? So question number 7, what is the traditional English name for the flag flown to identify a pirate ship that is about to attack? The British are very sporting that way. So question number 8. In which country would you find Alice Springs and Ayers Rock? Question number 8. In what country would you find Alice Springs and Ayers Rock? That was number 8. Question number 9. Which zodiac sign is associated with twins? So question number 9. What zodiac sign is associated with twins, with the twins? That's part of the sign. That was question number 9. And question number 10. What type of mythical animal did St. George, the patron saint of England, slay? I know St. George had a very big rival. So question number 10. What type of mythical animal did St. George, the patron saint of England, slay? Excellent. So that was our final question. Question 10 of round 4. I'm going to give you the answers to these. So question number 1, I asked, what name is given to a baby whale? A baby whale is called a calf. And I think, yeah, male is a bull and a female is a cow, just like with cows. So a calf is the answer to number 1. Number 2, what is a sheepshank and a rolling hitch? I gave you a big clue when I said every Boy Scout mom should know that. Sheepshank and rolling hitch are both types of knots. So they're types of knots. Your scout would have been practicing those over and over in order to get their pioneering badge. So types of knots is the answer to that question. Number 3, if dogs are canines, what are cats? I bet you all knew this one. Cats are felines, of course. So canines and felines, dogs and cats. So feline is the answer to number 3. Number 4, what was the Tin Man looking for in the Wizard of Oz? So we know the Scarecrow was looking for a brain and the lion was looking for courage And the Tin Man was looking for a heart because he didn't have a heart, it says. So number 4, the answer is heart. Number 5, what metallic element is liquid at room temperature? Of course, I think everybody knows this. You had that thermometer. So mercury is the answer to that one. So number 5, the answer is mercury. Number 6, how many countries make up the United Kingdom? So I think we had this question at one time and we had a big discussion on it. But the United Kingdom is actually made up of 4 countries. So England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So those are the 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom. So 4 is the answer to that one. All right, number 7. What is the traditional English name for the flag that is flown to identify a pirate ship that's about to attack? And that flag, the skull and crossbones one, that's not the right answer though. It is that black flag with the skull and crossbones, and it's called the Jolly Roger. So the Jolly Roger is the name of the flag. I might give you credit for skull and crossbones, but it's the Jolly Roger. All right, number 8. In what country would you find Alice Springs and Ayers Rock? And both of those can be found in Australia. Although I think they refer to Ayers Rock by the traditional name, but I don't know what it is. So Ayers Rock and Alice Springs are both in Australia. All right, question number 9. What zodiac star sign is associated with the twins, and that zodiac sign would be Gemini. And I think Geminis are born late May, 1st of June. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, Gemini is associated with the twins. Final question, what type of mythical animal did St. George, the patron saint of England, slay? St. George slayed the dragon. So dragon is the answer to number 10. So correct your answers there. Put how many you got right out of 10. Circle it or put it down at the bottom of your list. And like I say, I would love everybody to turn in your completed list, your questions, even if you didn't answer them and you just had 1 through 10, turn it in at the front desk, say it's for Nanette, and I will bring you a prize. So thank you for playing today. I hope you enjoyed our trivia questions.